The starship Aurora glided silently through the swirling violet clouds of Xerion, a planet far beyond the known edges of human space. Captain Elias Varn stood at the observation deck, staring down at the strange glowing landscape below. Jagged crystal formations jutted from the ground like the spines of sleeping giants, and rivers shimmered with colors that changed as if alive. "This planet, it's like nothing we've ever seen," Elias said softly. Beside him, Lieutenant Mara adjusted the scanner, her fingers moving over the controls with practiced precision. "The readings are unusual," she replied.
"Life signs."
"Intelligent ones. Are concentrated in that valley." She pointed to a deep gorge surrounded by towering crystal cliffs. Elias nodded. "Prepare the shuttle. I want a landing party ready. We're about to make first contact." The shuttle lowered through the swirling clouds, leaving the Aurora hovering above. Below, the valley stretched wide, glowing faintly under Xyrion's twin suns. Strange creatures drifted among the crystal flora, moving gracefully, almost weightlessly. But one figure caught Elias's eye immediately. She was small, delicate, and unlike any species he had ever seen. Her skin shimmered with a soft blue glow, and her eyes sparkled like molten silver. She paused at the edge of the clearing, watching the humans carefully as if she were trying to decide whether they were friend or threat. Elias stepped off the shuttle first, showing open hands. "We come in peace," he said clearly, activating the universal translator. The girl flinched but did not run. Her voice was soft, musical, and uncertain. "Who are you?" "I am Elias Varn," he replied. "We are explorers from another star. We mean no harm." The alien girl tilted her head, her glowing eyes studying him. "Explorers?" she repeated, her voice trembling. You do not destroy?" Elias shook his head. "No, we want to learn. We want to understand. And if you allow us, we want to be friends." She took a hesitant step closer. "Friends?" Her voice carried awe and doubt together. "Few are like you." "I understand," Elias said gently. "That is why we must earn your trust. May we speak with you?" After a pause, she nodded. "I am Lyria. I live here. Alone, mostly. You humans are different." Mara stepped forward, holding a device that measured Lyria's vital signs. "She's nervous but not hostile," Mara said softly. The humans followed Lyria as she led them through glowing forests where every crystal tree hummed softly with energy. Rivers of luminous water flowed between them, sparkling with small floating creatures that seemed to pulse with light. Lyria explained each creature's role, each plant's purpose, and how everything in her valley existed in harmony. Elias listened, fascinated. Humanity had explored thousands of planets, yet Xerion was unlike anything he had seen. This was not a place dominated by machines or cities. It was alive, almost breathing, as if the land itself was a thinking, feeling organism. "You understand," Lyria said, noticing his awe. "Many humans do not." Her voice carried both pride and caution. "Life must be protected. Balance is everything," Elias nodded. "We respect that. We want to learn. Please show us more." Hours passed as they walked deeper into the valley. Lyria pointed out luminous flowers that sang softly in the wind, floating jellyfish-like creatures that navigated the air currents, and crystal bridges that seemed to grow naturally from the ground. Each detail fascinated the humans more than the last. Finally, Lyria led them to a hidden grove. The trees here arched high above, forming a sparkling canopy. In the center lay a pool glowing with a soft blue light. Lyria knelt beside it, touching the water lightly. Waves of light spread across the surface like tiny stars. "This is the heart of Xerion," she said. "It gives life to the valley. We protect it. Humans, can you protect?" Elias knelt beside her. "We will try," he said. "We promise to respect this place and do our best to protect it." Lyria's eyes glowed softly. She studied him for a long moment. "You speak truth, many do not." The night came quietly, painting the valley in shades of purple and gold. The humans set up a temporary camp, careful not to disturb the land. Lyria stayed near the glowing pool, her gaze following their movements. For the first time, she saw humans not as conquerors or invaders, but as beings capable of understanding, curiosity, and respect. From the distance came a soft hum, low and vibrating, that seemed to resonate through the valley. Lyria stiffened. "The Guardians," she whispered. "They are aware of you. They watch." "The Guardians?" Elias asked, curiosity mixed with caution. "They protect the heart," Lyria explained. Not all outsiders are welcome. But you may be different. Perhaps they will accept you. Sleep came slowly for Elias and his team. They were excited, but the hum of the valley reminded them that Zirion was alive, aware, and full of challenges. Lyria, too, remained alert, her glowing eyes scanning the shadows of her home. Morning arrived with twin suns rising over the crystal peaks. Elias stood beside Lyria, watching the glowing rivers below. "We will learn together," he said. "We will protect your world. And maybe we will discover something about ourselves too." Lyria nodded, a faint glow of hope in her eyes. "Perhaps," she said. "Humans, you are curious, brave, different. I hope you are worthy of Zirion." The bond formed that day was small, delicate, and fragile, but it was a beginning. For the first time, humans and alien walked together in trust, curiosity, and respect. And somewhere deep in the forest, the Guardians watched, waiting to see if these new visitors could truly honor the balance of Zirion. Elias looked out across the valley, a sense of purpose growing in his chest. Humanity had reached a new world, not with weapons or conquest, but with understanding and courage. Here, among the crystal trees and glowing rivers, they had the chance to prove that humanity's greatest strength was its heart. And so, under the twin suns of Zirion, the first chapter of their story began, a story of friendship, courage, and discovery that would test the limits of both human and alien understanding. The next morning, Zirion's twin suns rose over the valley, painting the crystalline landscape in shades of rose and gold. Captain Elias Varn and his team awoke in their small, temporary camp, the soft glow of the alien world spilling across the shimmering ground. Lyria was already awake, her eyes reflecting the dancing light of the crystal forest. "There are watchers," she said softly as Elias approached. "The Guardians. They are near." They observed the heart of Zirion. Elias looked around. The valley seemed calm, almost peaceful, but he could sense the tension in Lyria's voice. "Guardians?" he asked. "Are they dangerous?" "Not always," Lyria replied. "They test. They protect. They must ensure no harm comes to the heart. But they do not welcome strangers easily." Lieutenant Mara adjusted her scanner, scanning the surrounding forests. "We're detecting something," she said, her brow furrowed. "Large organic signatures. But their form is unusual. They don't match anything in our database." Elias nodded. "Stay alert. We mean no harm, but we must be ready for anything." They followed Lyria through a narrow path between towering crystal spires, moving carefully so as not to disturb the delicate ecosystem. Every step brought them closer to the deeper parts of the valley, where the Guardians were said to dwell. Lyria moved gracefully as if she belonged to the forest itself. Suddenly, the air around them began to hum. A low vibration passed through the ground and up their legs. The crystal trees resonated in response, sending gentle pulses of light across the forest. Lyria froze. "They know we are here," she whispered. "The Guardians are testing us." Before Elias could respond, shadows shifted among the crystalline trees. Figures emerged, tall and imposing. They were unlike any creature Elias had ever seen. Their forms seemed partly translucent, their bodies glimmering like liquid crystal, reflecting the sunlight in shifting patterns. Each movement sent ripples of light dancing across their surroundings. Elias took a step forward, raising his hand slowly. "We come in peace," he said, his voice firm but calm. "We mean no harm to this land or to the heart of Zirion." The Guardians paused. One of them stepped closer, its form glowing brighter, and a deep, resonant voice echoed in their minds. Not in words, but in feelings and thoughts, like a wave of understanding that passed directly into their consciousness. "Why have you come?" the voice asked. Elias hesitated for a moment, then answered clearly. "To learn, to understand, to respect. We wish to protect what is precious here." The Guardians moved slowly around them, their light pulsating with curiosity and judgment. Lyria held Elias's hand lightly, sensing his calm and steady heart. "Do you value life?" the Guardians asked, their thoughts entwined with the glowing air around them. "Yes," Elias replied without hesitation. "All life. We seek to understand it, not destroy it." The Guardians paused again, their forms shifting like water in sunlight. Then, without warning, they vanished into the forest. The hum of the valley faded. Elias exhaled, realizing that this was a test, not an attack. "They will observe," Lyria said quietly. If you fail their test, they will drive you away.
If you succeed,
They may accept you, Elias nodded. We must earn their trust. For the next hours, the humans and Lyria explored the deeper parts of the valley. Lyria introduced them to new creatures, some that could shift colors to communicate, others that glowed when happy or threatened. She explained how each creature was part of a delicate balance that sustained the heart of Xerion. Mara carefully documented everything. Their ecosystem is incredible, she said. Every action, every movement, it's connected. There's no waste, no destruction. It's pure balance. Elias knelt beside a glowing plant. Humans are capable of creation too, he said. We just have to remember how to respect it. As the day progressed, a sudden tremor shook the valley. The glowing rivers rippled violently, and crystal trees quivered as if in alarm. Lyria's eyes widened. The Guardians, she whispered. They have returned. Something is testing you now. From the shadows of the forest, a new guardian emerged, larger and more luminous than any they had seen before. Its body shifted between forms, sometimes tall and humanoid, sometimes like a flowing river of light. Its presence was both beautiful and intimidating. Elias stepped forward cautiously. We come in peace, he repeated, trying to project calm and respect. The guardian extended a limb, touching a nearby crystal tree. The tree's glow intensified, sending waves of light across the valley. Then a voice filled their minds, not with words, but with images and emotions. Do you understand the heart? The guardian asked. Do you know why it must be protected? Elias focused on the images. The glowing pool, the forests, the rivers, the small creatures living in harmony. He realized that the heart was more than just a source of light. It was the core of life on Xerion, a network that connected every being and plant on the planet. We understand. He projected in thought. We see its value. We wish to protect it, to learn from it, and to honor it. The guardian's form shimmered, then shifted closer. It raised a limb toward Elias, and suddenly, he felt a wave of energy pass through him. Memories and sensations of Xerion flooded his mind. The growth of crystals, the pulse of rivers, the gentle hum of the forests. It was as if the planet itself was speaking, testing his heart and intentions. Elias steadied himself, focusing on respect and patience. We will not harm this world, he thought. We will honor it. We will prove that humans can protect life, not destroy it. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then slowly the guardian receded, its light dimming. Lyria exhaled, her hands trembling slightly. You have passed the first test, she said softly. The Guardians. They see your heart. They will watch, but they will not harm you yet. Elias smiled, relief washing over him. We have to continue earning their trust, but this is a start. The humans spent the rest of the day learning from Lyria. She showed them how the glowing rivers healed wounded creatures, how the crystal trees stored energy and light, and how every living being on Xerion contributed to the balance of the valley. As night fell, the twin suns dipping below the horizon, the valley glowed like a living jewel. Elias and his team sat quietly, marveling at the beauty around them. Lyria rested beside the glowing pool, her eyes reflecting the shimmering water. Humans, you are curious, brave, and careful, Lyria said. The Guardians. They do not accept many outsiders, but perhaps you can stay. Perhaps you can learn, perhaps you can help, Elias nodded. We will do our best. Humanity has always reached for the stars, but now we also reach for understanding and respect. From the distance came the faint hum of the Guardians once more. It was not threatening now, only observant, like a teacher watching students. Elias realized that Xerion was a living teacher, testing not only their courage but their hearts. The first encounter with the Guardians had been a trial, a challenge to show that humans could be more than conquerors. They could be protectors, learners, and friends. Elias felt a surge of pride for his crew. Mara, careful and thoughtful, had documented every detail. Lyria, brave and wise, had guided them through her world. And he himself had learned a crucial lesson, that true exploration was not about claiming land or knowledge, but about understanding, patience, and respect. As they settled for the night, the glow of Xerion's forest lighting their camp, Elias looked up at the stars. Humanity had arrived at a new world, one full of beauty and mystery. But more importantly, they had taken the first steps toward becoming allies, not invaders, in a galaxy filled with life. And in the quiet of the crystal forest, the guardians watched, their forms shimmering softly. They were patient and they were wise. They would test again, but Elias knew one thing for certain. Humans had the courage, the heart, and the curiosity to face the challenges ahead. The journey had only just begun. The morning sun rose slowly over Zirion, spilling soft light across the glowing crystal forests. Captain Elias Varn stepped out of the small camp, breathing in the fresh, shimmering air. The previous day had been a success. The Guardians had observed them and they had passed the first test. But Elias knew that the balance of Zirion was delicate, and respect alone would not keep them safe. Lyria was already waiting by the glowing pool, her silver eyes reflecting the soft blue light of the water. "The Guardians will return today," she said quietly. "Their next trial is more difficult. It will test not only your courage but your wisdom." Elias nodded. "We are ready. Whatever it is, we will face it together." Mara checked the instruments, scanning the surrounding forest. "Life signs are stable, but there are unusual readings ahead," she said. "Energy patterns. They fluctuate rapidly. Something is happening deeper in the forest." Lyria led them carefully along the crystal path, pointing out strange plants that responded to their presence with gentle pulses of light. Birds, or creatures like birds, fluttered above, their wings transparent and sparkling like liquid glass. The air seemed alive, humming softly, as if the forest itself was aware of every step. Suddenly, the path opened into a wide clearing. In the center, a massive crystal formation rose like a tower, its surface twisting and glowing with colors that shifted like liquid. Lyria stopped and turned to them, her face serious. "This is the trial crystal," she said. "The Guardians use it to test outsiders. Its energy reflects your intentions. If your heart is true, you may pass. If not, you will be sent away." Elias stepped forward slowly, studying the crystal. It was beautiful, but he could feel its power even from a distance. The air vibrated with energy, and the ground beneath their feet pulsed softly like a heartbeat. Lyria gestured toward the crystal. "Place your hands on it. Feel its energy. Show it your purpose." Elias glanced at Mara. She nodded, understanding the importance of trust. Together they approached the crystal. Its surface felt cool and smooth beneath their fingers, and a soft light spread through their bodies. Images flashed in Elias's mind, memories of humanity, of struggles and triumphs, of kindness and cruelty. The crystal tested him, showing both the strengths and weaknesses of his species. It revealed the potential for creation, for exploration, but also the danger of destruction if humans acted without wisdom. Elias focused, projecting calm, respect, and a desire to protect. "We come to learn," he thought. "We come to respect life, not harm it." The crystal pulsed brighter, reacting to his intent. Mara touched the crystal next, and waves of insight flowed into her mind. She saw the interconnectedness of Zirion's life, how every river, every plant, and every creature depended on one another. She understood the responsibility humans now carried, and her heart strengthened with resolve. Lyria stepped forward last. Her hands glowed faintly as she touched the crystal. The energy welcomed her, acknowledging her bond with Zirion. The crystal's light expanded outward, surrounding all three of them. A deep, resonant voice filled the clearing, emanating from the crystal itself. Not words, but thoughts and emotions, clear and strong. "You have shown respect. You have shown courage. But the trial is not complete. True understanding requires action." Before Elias could respond, the ground trembled. From the surrounding forest, strange creatures emerged. They were unlike any the humans had seen. Large, amorphous shapes that shimmered with shifting colors. Their movements were swift and fluid, as if the energy of the forest had taken form. "The Guardian sent them," Lyria whispered. "They test your ability to act without harming life. You must defend the heart, without destroying the creatures." Elias stepped forward, assessing the situation. "Mara, we need to protect the heart and guide the creatures away from it. Keep calm and think carefully." The creatures moved closer, their bodies pulsing with light. As they approached the crystal, Elias raised his hands, focusing on communication rather than force. "We mean no harm," he projected. "Please move away from the heart." The creatures paused, their glowing forms flickering as if considering his intent. Slowly they began to shift direction, moving in harmony with the patterns of the forest. Mara used gentle gestures to guide them further, maintaining balance and respect. Lyria's glow intensified, and she extended her arms, creating soft waves of light that calmed the creatures further. Together, the humans and Lyria worked as one, redirecting the beings without any violence. The forest seemed to respond, shimmering and humming in acknowledgement of their careful actions. After several tense minutes, the creatures moved away completely, settling into the distant trees. The clearing returned to calm, and the crystal pulsed softly as if breathing in satisfaction. "You have succeeded," Lyria said, her voice full of awe. "The trial is complete. The Guardians see your courage, your wisdom, and your respect. You have proven that humans can honor life, not destroy it." Elias allowed himself a small smile. "We did it. Together." He looked around at Mara and Lyria, feeling a deep sense of connection. It was not just their skills or intelligence that had passed the trial, it was their hearts. As they rested beside the trial crystal, Lyria explained more about the Guardians. "They are not only protectors, they are teachers. Every test reveals not only what outsiders are capable of, but also what they are willing to give. Life on Xirion is precious, and it must be treated with care and respect." Elias nodded. "We have much to learn, but I think we're ready for it." Mara recorded everything carefully, documenting the trial and the behavior of the creatures. "This is incredible," she said. "The Guardians' tests are not just physical, they are about understanding, empathy, and thoughtfulness. Humanity has much to learn, but we can rise to the challenge." As evening approached, the valley glowed under the light of Xirion's twin suns. Elias stood beside Lyria at the edge of a small cliff, looking down at the glowing forests below. The land was alive in ways that humans had never experienced. The heart of Xirion pulsed with energy, visible now even from a distance. "Humans," Lyria said softly, "you have proven yourself, but there is still more to learn. The Guardians, they watch continuously, and the heart, it is only one part of the balance. You must understand the rivers, the trees, the creatures, and even the dangers that lie beyond the valley." Elias felt a mix of excitement and determination. "We will learn, we will protect, and we will do it together, with respect for all life here." Night fell, and the valley shimmered with soft, glowing light. The humans and Lyria rested, but the forest did not sleep. Every pulse of the rivers, every rustle of the crystal leaves, and every glow from the distant creatures reminded them that Xirion was alive, aware and full of lessons. As Elias drifted into sleep, he reflected on the day. Humanity had proven that courage and intelligence alone were not enough. They needed wisdom, patience, and empathy. They had faced the Guardian's trial and passed, but he knew the journey was far from over. The balance of Xirion was delicate, and the real test would come when unforeseen dangers challenged not just their skill, but their character. The night continued, silent and glowing, as the Guardians observed from hidden places among the crystal spires. They had seen the humans' hearts, and for now they were satisfied. But they knew the lessons of Xirion were far from complete, and somewhere in the glowing forests, the creatures stirred, moving through the shadows, testing the humans' vigilance, their courage, and their respect. The next chapter of the adventure was approaching, full of challenges, mysteries, and discoveries. Elias knew one thing for certain. Humanity had reached a new world, not just to explore, but to grow. And together with Lyria, they would face whatever the Guardians and Xirion had in store. The trial of the forest was complete, but the journey of understanding, trust, and courage had only just begun. Dawn broke over the crystal forests of Xirion, the twin suns casting long beams of gold and violet across the glowing landscape. Captain Elias Varn stood at the edge of the valley, watching the rivers of light flow beneath the towering crystal trees. Beside him, Lyria adjusted the soft glow along her arms, her eyes alert and filled with determination. "The Guardians, they sense something," Lyria said, her voice low. "The balance is threatened. You must be ready." Elias nodded. "We've faced trials before. We can do this together." Mara checked the instruments again. "There's an unusual surge of energy near the heart. It's stronger than anything we've seen before." Suddenly, a ripple of light passed through the valley. The Guardians emerged from the shadows, their crystalline forms glowing brighter than ever. The air hummed with energy, and the rivers shimmered with motion. It was as if the entire forest had come alive in response to the disturbance. "The heart is under threat." One of the Guardians' voices resonated in their minds, clear and urgent. You have learned much, but now you must act. Protect the heart, protect the valley, and prove your unity. Elias took a deep breath. We will do whatever it takes. Mara, stay with the instruments and monitor the energy. Lyria, guide us through the forest. Let's move. They ran toward the heart of Xyrian, the glowing rivers reflecting their determined faces. As they approached, Elias saw the source of the disturbance. A massive storm of energy swirled above the heart, shaking the crystal trees and causing the rivers to ripple violently. Strange, chaotic creatures, darker than the others, moved through the storm, drawn to the heart's power. The storm, it's trying to corrupt the heart, Lyria said urgently. If it reaches the heart, the valley will be destroyed, Elias nodded. Then we have no time to waste. We need to stabilize the heart, without harming the creatures. Mara tapped rapidly on her scanner, analyzing the patterns of the energy storm. It's responding to fear and aggression, she said. If we approach with calm and focus, we can guide it, maybe even turn it away. Elias turned to Lyria. Then let's show it our intent. Together. Lyria stepped forward first, her body glowing softly. She extended her arms, sending waves of calming light into the storm. The chaotic creatures hesitated, their dark forms flickering as the gentle energy touched them. Elias followed, projecting calm, respect, and protection through his mind. He focused on the heart, imagining its glowing light spreading across the valley, connecting every tree, every river, every creature. We protect this place. We honor it. We are here as friends, not destroyers. Mara used the scanners to guide the energy, projecting patterns that resonated with the heart and the surrounding forest. The storm began to shift, responding to the human and alien energy. The chaotic creatures slowed, their forms brightening as the calm waves touched them. The guardians moved closer, their towering forms radiating power. But instead of attacking, they joined the humans and Lyria, amplifying the waves of protection and understanding. The valley pulsed with light, a symphony of energy that balanced the storm. Elias felt the power of the heart flow through him, connecting with every being in the valley. It was overwhelming but beautiful, like the universe itself was speaking through him. He realized then that humanity's greatest strength was not in technology or weapons, but in courage, compassion, and understanding. The storm began to shrink, its chaotic energy dissolving under the combined force of respect and unity. The dark creatures, once aggressive and wild, moved back toward the distant forests, returning to their natural state. The rivers calmed, glowing softly again, and the crystal trees ceased their trembling. Lyria smiled, exhausted but relieved. You, humans, you understand. You have protected the heart. The guardians, they accept you fully now. The largest guardian stepped forward, its form shining like pure crystal. Its thoughts flowed into Elias's mind. You have shown courage, wisdom, and respect. You have proven that humans can honor life. Xyrian and its heart are safe for now, but always remember the greatest strength is unity. Elias nodded, his heart full. We understand, and we will continue to protect this world with all we have. The valley settled into peaceful harmony once more. The heart of Xyrian glowed gently, reflecting the connection between humans, Lyria, and the guardians. The rivers shimmered, the crystal trees sparkled, and the creatures moved freely, no longer afraid. Lyria approached Elias, her eyes shining with pride. You have done more than survive the trials. You have proven that humans can be part of Xyrian's balance. Together we can learn, explore, and protect. Elias looked around at the valley, feeling a deep sense of awe. Humanity had reached the stars seeking discovery, but here, they had discovered something even more important. The power of understanding, respect, and unity. Mara joined them, her instruments safely stored. We've documented everything, she said. The trials, the guardians, the heart. It's incredible. But more than that, we've learned how to act with care, how to balance knowledge with respect. Elias smiled. This is what exploration should be. Not just seeing new worlds, but understanding them, protecting them, and learning from them. As the twin suns set, painting the sky in shades of gold and violet, the guardians gathered near the heart. Their forms shimmered softly as if giving a blessing. Lyria's glow matched theirs, radiating confidence and trust. And Elias, standing with his crew, felt a surge of pride and hope. For the first time, humans and Xyrion's native beings stood together in true unity. They had faced trials, danger, and uncertainty, and they had succeeded not with force but with courage, wisdom, and respect. The valley was alive with calm energy, the heart of Xyrion pulsing softly, Elias knew that this was only the beginning. There were more worlds to explore, more life to meet, and more lessons to learn. But he also knew that humanity had proven itself capable of greatness, not through domination but through understanding and care. Lyria looked at the humans, her voice soft but full of meaning. "You have honored Zeraeon. You have shown that humans can be friends. Together we will protect this valley, and perhaps one day the stars beyond." Elias nodded. "Yes, together we will reach for the stars. But always, we will remember the lessons of Zerion: courage, respect, and unity." Night fell completely, and the valley glowed softly in the light of bioluminescent rivers and crystal trees. The guardians returned to their hidden posts, satisfied and vigilant. Lyria rested beside the heart, knowing that humans had earned their trust. And Elias, gazing up at the twin suns setting beyond the horizon, felt a profound sense of hope. Humanity had proven that it could be more than explorers. It could be protectors, learners, and friends. It had reached out across the stars, and in the process it had found connection, courage, and unity. The stars twinkled above Zerion, distant but not unreachable, and somewhere in the glowing forests, life continued in perfect harmony, protected by guardians humans, and the courage of one alien girl who had dared to trust strangers. The story of friendship, bravery, and understanding had reached its first great conclusion, but the journey of discovery was only beginning. Humanity had proven itself, and Zerion had shown them the meaning of balance, respect, and hope. Together they had forged a bond that would last across the stars, and as Elias looked at Lyria, standing proud and glowing beside the heart, he realized that this world, and all the worlds they would encounter, could be protected not with power alone, but with courage, empathy, and the unity of hearts. The universe was vast, full of unknown wonders and challenges, but humanity had shown that it could rise to them, not as conquerors but as friends, learners, and protectors. And in that truth, there was a brilliance brighter than any star.